We continue our devotion to wind here on Wall Street Confidential. A new name that I have not heard of yet. I don't think our viewers have really noticed this one. Xantrex.
Yeah, XTX up in Canada. Now, I mean, what's happening in wind, you have to understand that Boone Pickens is having a major influence, not just reading Tom Friedman this weekend in the New York Times. But Boone Pickens has basically created this company, Mesa Power, and they bought GE windmills, and that's fine. GE doesn't move the needle, GE, although I like GE very much here just because it's down to 4.5 yield and the company seems very motivated. And Mike Neal, the man who just took over for finance, is really a fabulous guy, very big motivator. But when I look at this acquisition, it's by Schneider Electronic. Schneider is a shrewd acquirer of American properties, always has, General Signal. And this is a French company. And I think that what's most interesting is they're buying it for the wind exchangers. What they do, they have this thing that's an inverter. One of the things that's really difficult about wind, anybody who's spent any time on wind as I have, knows that there's absolutely no interface for most states between wind turbines and the power grid. It's very difficult and cumbersome because the states have been reluctant to make a bet on wind. I think Boone Pickens is going to change that, and these inverters could be in a lot of different windmills. So this was a very smart acquisition. Timken last week reported a very good number for ball bearings. Ball bearings are just uniquely involved in windmills. They're just a very big part of them. And I think people should take a look. That was a big upside surprise. Woodward Governor, although the analysts didn't focus on it at all, in the release, they made it very clear that the wind backlog is good. Trinity had a big run. Trinity's also, it's really a railcar company. It's a very hated stock because the railcar business is awful. We know that from Greenbrier. But I regard the wind backlog as being good enough, and I own a fractionalertsplus.com. I fully suspect that it'll have a bad quarter. But again, I'm trying to buy some things, not for tomorrow. Now, this is the trick. When I look at this company, I say, well, who's soup to nuts? And who integrates? Quanta integrates PWR. Texas is the most vocal place, and Texas is going to have billions of dollars in wind contracts. Quanta is going to put them in the ground. Anybody who's selling Quanta here is just nuts. I just don't get that at all. And BWEN has now become more seasoned, a lot of people in it. No near-term catalyst, but I believe BWEN, if Schneider bought this XTX, they're going to buy Broadwind. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Europeans are much more savvy about wind. Now, Spain has cut back a lot of its subsidies to solar. I think that wind is going to keep its subsidies in this country because of Boone Pickens and how much money he's spending. So I want to go back. I'm going to continue to hound on wind. I'm going to continue to hound on natural gas, which acts absolutely horrible. But I don't care. I mean, we're going away from oil. Yeah. We're going away from coal. We're going toward nat gas. Boone Pickens is planning to have nat gas in cars. And we're going toward wind. And you have to have some bets in this.
Yeah, it's an interesting look because I never thought of European companies coming here to.
Yeah, this was really interesting. They came to Canada to buy this company, and it's a $500 million bid. And it has to be noticed by people. You have to notice these things. There's very little coverage of it.
All right. Except for here on Wall Street Confidential. Yep. Thanks so much, Jim Cramer. This is TheStreet.com TV. Stay tuned.